must choose. But choose wisely.
Holy Grail Toys is the ultimate destination for rare action figures, exclusive merch, and collector-grade drops. And now, taking pre-orders for the Bandito 112 scale action vehicle from Odd Frog Entertainment, releasing in 2026.
You have chosen wisely.
HolyGrailToys.com.
The Sarlacc Digest, the long-running live stream podcast digesting Star Wars topics for over 1,000 years. Join them for all the latest news, rumors, and theory crafting with none of the drama or the bull. Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. And don't forget the Sarlacc Toy Chest, covering all the newest Star Wars toy releases and news from Hasbro, Hot Toys, Jakks Pacific, and more. Live every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Be there and keep it nerdy.
PlasticNews.com. All the latest from Hollywood, toys, gaming, comics, and anything pop culture. PlasticNews.com. Don't forget the IQ. PlasticNews.com.
It's getting closer and closer to the Hallows of the Eve. And welcome in, everybody, to the best damn toy podcast on YouTube. We are America's premier premium toy podcast, live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We are Toybox Chronicles. I am your lovely, gorgeous host, Chet Maddox, along with Alexander Thunderstorm. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Pumped up, bro. Like I said again, whenever you get to do the Wednesday show, then we get to do the Friday show. It's always a damn good week, brother.
It is a pumpernickel, as Commander Bly says.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there's been a lot going around in the toy world about whether or not HasLabs will live on, but pre-orders seem to be the best, and now there's questions of like where the made to orders for G.I. Joe, for everything else. So I think we have a lot of conversation we have to get in today. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. The replay crew, we appreciate you. Hang tight. It is going to be a fantastic show, and we'll be back, as my old friend Chuck Woolery used to say, in 2 and 2, and no one knows what.
The Real Ghostbusters Halloween Special, brought to you by Toys R Us, the world's biggest toy store, where you'll always find over 1 million toys and low prices in every store. Toys R Us, you'll never outgrow us.
Look out, because this Halloween, Toys R Us is your Halloween headquarters. You'll find every trick or treat under the moon. A monstrous selection of costumes and a dungeon full of decorations at prices so low, you'll howl. So
him everything that I know. My buddy and me like to climb up a tree. My buddy and me, we're the best friends that could be. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
My Buddy from Play School.
And just in case anyone was wondering, we were working on making those Chet and Alex, my buddy figures. Yeah, look, speaking of Toys R Us, something is coming to the channel. Let's just put it that way.
I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah, so something is coming to the channel. Take a look at it. You'll pay attention. But Steve, as people were saying, is cooking on these videos. But first and foremost, it's Wednesday and it is 10:08, which means we're 2 minutes early, but we're going to hit up the fan bag and find out who is hanging out with us tonight. Of course, as always, Mr. Chet Maddox, welcome in. How are you doing, sir? Commander Bly, first like. All right, I'll give you that. Yeah. And then Commander Bly says Hasbro really needs to bring made to order to Star Wars lines. Why haven't they? Did Lucasfilms tell them no? Is there a conspiracy? And the answer to that is yes, there is a conspiracy. And also just be mindful with us tonight. There have been technical issues happening all the time. And that is why we're seeing Alexander Storm's side profile. Big Fury, welcome in. Good to see you. Good eve of the night, gents and ladies. Good eve of the night to you as well. And Judge, the one and only Judge of our show, by the way. Good evening. Good evening to you, Darth Moocher, hitting us up. And then obviously the Way of the Mandalorian, as we know here, is called Made to Order. Dr. Brintley has popped on in. Hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, hope you're doing well too.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got a lot more coming in. We got Ryan Tantum, Royal Rhino. Hey, what is going on? Welcome in.
Welcome in, brother.
We've got a new member. Rad became a member of his own channel. Thank you, sir. Welcome in. Welcome to becoming a member. I do want to point this out though. Fig Fury said my buddy Nightmare Fuel, which is great.
It is.
It's great.
Absolutely.
What's up, Rad? Welcome in. Happy to see you here. Look, there's a lot here, man. There's a lot to unpack.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, I'd like to point out the simple fact that if it wasn't for you, I would have close to $1,500 worth of stuff on my porch.
Again, man, friends pick up friends' packages when they're out of town, man.
Yeah, all because Hasbro decided, you know what?
Yes,
we're gonna send that over. And then also, just want to point out here that Commander Bly has been a member for 6 months. We appreciate you, sir. And here's the story with Commander Bly. Still hasn't told us what shirt he wants.
I know. But I did get his size because I do pop on every now and then with his son Tommy Blitz transmission. So I do have a size. And if he doesn't know, chances are he's going to get it in the mail. But it's going to be the support your indie toy makers, independent toy makers. So that's the shirt that Mr. Commander Bly will be popping up. We thank him for 6 months. But you know what I also see?
I do. I see it too, my friend.
I see my man. Thank you, Fig Fury, for being a new member, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you coming over here. Appreciate the support on everything, not just here, but over on the other channels too, man. I see you, and we know what you do too. So we'll be over supporting you too as well. He is a YouTuber. Make sure, put your information in the chat, Fig Fury, so people can catch your stuff too, brother. And of course, Commander Bly, all of them. Absolutely. He knows that. And,
but we got an update here. Commander Bly wears a small V-neck. Sees the director. Welcome in, buddy. Hey, look, yeah, it's been crazy. I really do like this made to order thing, but I think that there is definitely something to be talked about, and so I'm kind of I'm kind of excited to see where they go with this. Big Fury, you rock as well, man. I appreciate everything you do
Absolutely.
for the community and stuff as well. So,
Brother.
look at. We might as well just jump into this because I think
roll.
there's a lot that we got to talk into it, and I think this is the first one. And I would like to point this out, sir. This was something that had been talked about on Tribunal. This has been talked about early on with us, even when we were talking about HasLabs. And there was this question that had come up, and I forget which person it was, but the question was, would they ever reuse HasLabs? And everyone stood behind the like, no, never. But you, sir, said right away, like, they will redo the HasLab his tank.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, well, here's the thing. We outside of our day stuff and everything like that, we also are in the toy industry as well, producing things, and it's just not smart business for you to make a mold and then never use it once. It doesn't make sense. So I knew that Hasbro, being Hasbro, a multi-corporation company with a bunch of stockholders, at one part or another, they were definitely going to have to do this. Did I expect it to be the his tank first? No. I thought they might have tried it with something else. I know they were never. Look, one thing I can say with Definity, they're never doing the barge again. The barge is probably one of the holy grail kind of things that they're never going to retouch again. And a lot of people were always saying like, well, they were going to do a special headline. Why were they going to do a reissue of the flag and everything? Because they would have to update it. They have to do more tooling. It wouldn't be the same flag. So when you looked at the his tank, it makes sense. And also because we know there's not only the Arctic version, we've seen there's a Python Patrol version. There's a standard blue one that they could do. There's a red version. Why wouldn't you just recolor it, man?
I mean, it makes no sense. The deco hits and the coloring for the his tank isn't even the expensive part, right? Like if you look at this one right here, right, you really only have a few major differences on this, right?
Absolutely.
Like the guns on top are rockets, right? You have a cage on the side.
Yeah.
So the treads are covered with something versus the his tank isn't. You have some guns on the bottom of it. So realistically, like, any size will do. I turn them all into bare midriffs. Yeah, we figured. We knew that. But look, I think what they did, Hasbro's violated the rule several times. Yeah, I think they have. But also it's just making money. So
exactly. And here's the thing. Let's be honest. This is a kit bash, and one. We don't know. I've heard that this may not have the electronics in it. I don't know for certain because they haven't came out with the details, but I heard if they were ever going to reissue it, it would be without the electronics. The rocket packs, that's off the back of the Stinger. So that's reused. The cage, I don't know where they got the cage from. I'm sure it's somewhere.
The Snowcat.
Yep, you're right. That's probably a Snowcat. And then the canopy, they already did the canopy. They just put red things. And this one, as I've seen from New York Comic Con, there is a driver with it, and that looks like that's the Snow Serpent kind of redid.
Yeah, well, they said they said it was going to come with the driver. So
yeah, so we knew it was going to happen at one point or another. And look, if you bought the his tank, it's still special. Don't worry about it. It's you
well, it's still one I got to get. I haven't been able to get it yet. So
yeah. It's there, but this is something for if you weren't able to pick up a his tank, and this is. Yeah, the what recolor or other versions of the barge could they do as well? And it's one of the done type of HasLabs, I think. Yeah, no, I think you can't do the barge unless you're going to do something where it's like a battle damaged barge after like it blew up.
Yeah, you could do like the back half missing, right?
Yeah, something. Maybe you do it with a Sarlacc pit or something with it right next to it. I don't know, but. That's going to be tough. That's such a huge, but we wanted to start it off. We're just to get everybody caught up to it. The first HasLab, which is the barge, which is also known as probably the HasLab Holy Grail, because like everywhere, I have not seen this thing come up for a reasonable price. Every time if we're at Frankensons, it's astronomical, but also on eBay, in person, I've seen this at several shows. And it's always a pretty penny. It is not something that's going to sit and actually, gather dust and be kind of cheap. So it's able to. Is the Joe team said that everything on the table, so it's a no-brainer that the His tank would be the first. Absolutely. Well, we know the same thing with the Dragonfly. They're going to change that into the Tiger Force version of it. So
Yep, they're going to turn into Tiger Force or Airwolf. You got to pick.
I doubt it. They do that. They'll leave that to other guys do the Airwolf part.
Yeah.
Reusing the HasLab tooling just makes sense, and I'm all in for it. I love to see it simplify, lack gunship that represents the appearance in the Clone Wars. And I remember that micro series that Gertie did, and that was actually a pretty good one. But you're right. It is highly interesting that pick for Airwolf, please. There's somebody that's supposed to be making the Airwolf.
Yeah.
We'll see if that gets done though. But battle damage, Dead Max Rebo brand, Jabba Tears. Yeah, fake. It's probably all on it. Like I said again, they're going to make the money. That barge is holding its value.
I agree with Commander Bly here. The barge does hold its value really, really well, but so does Unicron.
But we got a little something on the Unicron thing, as a little birdie whispered in my ear about that. So we'll wait till a little part of that, but there might be something coming up there. And Darth Mooch also points out that Max Rebo does live, actually. So that's the thing. And then Judge Dredd, as always, with the formable. The Cell barge could come with a big bag of bones and some nice stickers. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, and people would probably still purchase it.
I think everybody would probably purchase that.
Yeah, but as you were a precursor to it, you must be running your psyche sense that's there. It's Toybox sense tingling.
Yeah, I've wanted this one since forever.
One that also they consider another Grail because I've rarely ever seen this in person, and when it is impressive. But the Planet Destroyer Unicron. But here's the thing: somebody pulled me to the side. Somebody, I'm not going to actually diss out their name because we love when the rumors happen. But he does work in the industry. He said that it's on the table that there are rumors of it being a made-to-order version of this coming. And now the one thing we've seen about the made-to-orders is it's usually cheaper than the HasLab version, but this Unicron holds its value extremely well. So if they do this in a made-to-order, what's the price on that, Chet? What do you think the Unicron would go for?
Oh man, I don't know, like made to order.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's still the same scale, which I'm assuming it would have to be the same scale, I think we're probably pushing like 300 because I think the HasLab was like 4, if I remember correctly, but I probably don't. So
price inflation too,
I think like maybe 250, 300. It's an instant buy for me. Same with what Moocher said. Is instant buy. Missed out on the HasLab.
Yeah. Unicron goes crazy. Yep, you're absolutely right. I also see C's director who is in the area. Just want to say that Ross is on fire. I found the Batwing. The Batwing, other Transformer goodies. So I know what was that? It's not Megaplex. The dinosaur, because that's popping up. The giant Transformer dinosaur is popping up.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his
saw
name.
that.
But he's popping up at the Ross too. Now here's the thing: after we've had a little rain in Southern California, a couple other things, and our Ross sucks down here. But I've been giving it a little time, so in the next week or two, we're gonna start doing some Ross hunts and see if we can find some stuff. So, but I think Unicron is like when there's a Transformer Holy Grail that's been a HasLab, and everyone's been like, "Wow, I wanted that." And I've had everybody just tell me, that it can't really happen in that same way. So what do you think? What's the colors you think they go for?
I don't really know, man. There's so many. It's rough. This one's rough for me because I can't. It's hard enough for me to imagine already that they're gonna do something else for Unicron. So I just don't know what the colors would be. Maybe they'll go. I don't know, some like blue, maybe. I don't know.
And it's kind of hit me on that one. And let's see, I'll go up right here. Well, actually, it's there you go, Triptychon. There you go. Thank you. See, oh, this is what I love about the chat. There's always somebody there a little bit more knowledgeable with the Transformers. Judge Dredd says that he's happy with the Amada Unicron. So that's actually a way to go. Look, there's so many different versions of these characters that we've seen.
I think they might go. They could do like a green, maybe.
Yeah, because I know there were several different. Maybe they do a battle damage one, like at the end of Transformers the movie. Maybe there's an extra head that comes through that's destroyed. There's a couple of different versions they can go with. I think it's smart again, because how many times have I've heard you say, "Man, I really want Unicron."
Yeah. Well, there's I mean, there's like there is the Universal. I think it's like the Universal Dominator Unicron. That one's all green. They could probably do that.
Okay.
But I think it would be. I think $299 is probably going to be the price. I think they keep it the same size. Because I wonder if this is made to order Unicron will be a bit smaller. I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I think if they're trying to reuse it, I think it's just the same size, just less with it,
Commander Bly's coming in. Maybe they'll do a page puncher version with it.
No, that Super 7 already did that on that reaction brand. They did that.
Did.
One of the shittiest versions of it was so horrible.
Judge Red does point out it's all about the price for me, and that's true. Look, if Unicron came around, look, I didn't think it was going to be as big as it was. I knew the barge was going to be huge, but I was like, there's no place for me to even store that crap at the time where I was at. So, but a Unicron, it unless they do it like we'll talk a little later about way too cartoony, and then kind of like mess it up a little bit, but I'm in on Unicron. That's just it's essential. Even if you're not a Transformer fan, a big Transformer, you've got to have that, next after that, let's roll into the next one, and the next one's gonna be there you go, our His Tank, the one. Now this is the first Joe HasLab, so if everybody's actually, which one was the first one? This one's the first one, highly successful. It almost, I think it funded in the first 24 hours almost. Everybody was on it. The tiers were great. They gave us some nice, they gave us a gunner, a driver. They gave us a Ron Rudat original color version of it. The lights on this thing is amazing. I own this. I think it's close to being like a perfect HasLab. It's something that I thought that they modernized, yet they also came with versions where you can make it look like it's the original His Tank from the 80s. The 788, they came with the fire team and everything. I wonder if they're actually going to do the fire team as a Arctic version too, because that would lead into that as well.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but I think this was look, if you're going to take something, I know a lot of people, every time we go to a convention, there's always somebody looking for the HasLab His Tank. I think the Arctic version is a smart pivot for them. And again, if you don't have this tank, this is one of the HasLabs worth to have as well. There's a couple of them that you'd be like, okay, you didn't have it, you'd be all right. His Tank, Unicron, the barge, those are probably ones that you want to have if you're just a multi-line collector. If you said, yeah, but I passed on this and I regret it ever since. Well, like I said again, check some of these local toy shows, especially some of the G.I. Joes. We have a SoCal Joe show that's here, and it has been dropping in price. And I think that the Arctic version will only help that as well. So, it's not totally out of the part of that. Judge Dredd says, I will spend $200 on a His Tank, and that's it. Well, your wish may be coming true, man, because I don't think it's going to be too much higher than that. So like, again, His Tank, great vehicle, should have it. Lights are fantastic, and it really is extremely bright with the lights.
It's one of the best It's still, I think it's, I don't know if it's better than the Rattler, but it's up there.
Oof. That I will tell you, as down the list again, somebody's using his Notre Dame abilities. We got down the list that is highly debatable, but it's not a hard debate and everything. Brandon Blythe said, "Do you think that they would have been wise to announce the Arctic assault his tank before
Yep.
the Snowcat?" Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Come on,
it would have,
yeah.
because they could have
Yeah.
used that to pump the sales on the Snowcat.
That Snowcat would have hit the roof even higher than it is, because the first thing that everyone said was, "There's only a couple of figures. There's no real vehicles in it." So that's where hindsight kind of got the Joe team down. Now, I don't know if they were planning that first, but they should have showed images and just said, "Hey, it's like, to go with this, you're going to need the Snowcat," and
Mhm.
that probably would have pushed it out. So yeah, I think absolutely, I think you're right, Commander Bly, on that one. I think they let an opportunity go. From there, we're rolling with another HasLab and the Transformer one, and I've heard the same thing that everybody said about the Unicron. Like, I wish I would have purchased this. I really hadn't paid attention because this is from more or less the animated version of it, the anime kind of version of Leo Kaiser. But Leo Kaiser's huge. This thing, I have had a bunch of Transformer fans tell me, "Man, that's a HasLab I should have gotten." That came out earlier in the year. It was the first HasLab of the year, and it actually
Oh,
sold.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We've got Meeks here. Meeks gifted 5 Shadow Nose Network memberships.
Meeks.
Dang, sir. Thank you so much for doing that.
Wow, Meeks. That's
Pay attention.
cool.
You might be getting one of those gifts, and they will be coming out. So good luck on getting those gifts. Thank you, Sir Meeks, for
Absolutely.
gifting those out.
And let us know, whoever does get those channel memberships, put that in the chat. Let us know. So yeah, well, thank you, Meeks. That actually blows my mind. I wasn't expecting that tonight. Wow, man. So like I said, yeah, Leo Kaiser. Now that you've seen all the hoopla, and of course we were told by many people, no, Leo Kaiser's like, a must have. Do you regret not actually backing this HasLab, brother?
I do. I knew Leo Kaiser.
I gotta stop you right here, man. Meeks is not done. Meeks must have got some kind of bonus or something else like that, I gotta say. But my man is gifted a number, so that's 6 in total channel memberships that he has gifted out tonight. So wow, everybody in the chat, give Meeks the thank you and everything, because you guys get options and things that other people won't be able to get. You'll be able to see some exclusive videos. You'll have some early videos that drop before everyone. So wow, man, thank you so much, Meeks. Wow, bro. It's on fire, bro. It's on fire tonight. And let's see. Again, like I said, Big Fury drops in. The real MVP. And like I said again, just also Meeks is on fire. He's got the chat going tonight, doesn't he? Very good job, man.
It's going crazy. But yeah, look, the Leo Kaiser one, Judge says he's not really into Transformers like that. It's a very niche one, but the reason why I'm bummed out that I didn't do it is because it is a combiner, and I'm obsessed with the combiners.
I know
and you guys all know this. We went to Toylanta, and I was like, "Hey, I
Mm-hmm.
got this really cheap," and it was Devastator, and I was like, "It was only $230."
Yep, it was a great Devastator G1 original.
G1, and it doesn't look like it was ever used.
No, it does not, and everything. And Commander Bly's hitting it with the 199. Meeks is
coming in ballerific. Yes, he is.
Thanks for the shout out, Commander Bly. So yeah, that Leo Kaiser has been a point of contention. I didn't think when I saw the HasLab, I'm like, it's not really that big. And then I was corrected. Everybody's like, no. And then also Judge Dress said, I only want in MCU Grimlock now. That might be kind of. We'll keep an eye out for that and everything. Here's also had the pleasure of doing a show with him, the Stone Mandalorian. What is going on, sir? Great guy Cody. If you guys aren't sub to his channel, go over and sub to his channel. He's got some great. He's celebrating tomorrow night his 2-year anniversary, bro. That's great. That's a grind. You can make it through the first year, man. You make it to the second year. That lets you know. And then I look at let's see. My bad, I didn't mean the MCU. Yeah, don't worry, Judge. We we got into it. And like I said, I pass on Leo Grad, no regrets. I have no connection to it. A lot of people, yeah, that's right. A lot of people don't, man. You know, it's a hard figure for, like, you know, and I think it's from the G1 audience. A lot of people don't have affinity for it. After the G1 audience, yeah, he's big in there.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I love G1,
Mhm.
but I mean, the idea of combiners for me has always just been something that has been like, I don't know. It's great to have them. I think they're fun. I think they're great to put on the shelf. I think you could take them apart, do whatever you want with them. I just think there's a lot of technology behind them, and that's why I like them. So
Mhm.
Leo Kaiser, I was on the edge about buying it. Should have pulled the trigger, but I'm not attached to it. It just would have been cool to have.
Well,
So
I think you know, don't go. Now here's one that has the hearts that of Commander Bly, and because it will be showing up at Commander Bly's house and everything. I heard this was the item that actually he had not purchased something this big in a long time, and it threw him in. This one pulled him back into the game, and you know, that is the Republic gunship that everybody has been jumping up and down for, especially about the pricing, because this was the hefty price to do. Now the bad thing about this is where we start seeing a little bit of the chinks in the HasLab armor, because I bought 3 of them. All right, Ryan. Oh, there you go, man. Wow. Wow. Yeah, of course, back that lat. There you go. Yep, lat hat. Oh, yes, actually, Commander Bly did put up an actual. If you haven't seen that, go over to his Instagram page. This man is, when he's saying he's down in the studio working, we kind of think like that's just a metaphor. No. He is actually working. He has actually designed an actual hat to back this. So if you want that, hit him up in his socials over on Instagram. So you could definitely, Commander, put your information down in the chat for people to go over there, because that, and it's all handcrafted too. So it's not like, you know, you got a little bit of something where you get a craft and a little bit of like something special that no one else has. So, and he's supposed to be isn't he supposed to send us 2 of those hats, man? Didn't he say he was going to do that, Mr. Maddox?
I think he was, yeah,
I
but
think so, yeah.
he probably got busy not caring, you know.
No. Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah, had to have it. Yep. Blind Blitz or the Hasbros. Yes, they are. Well, this thing, look, we saw this at San Diego Comic-Con. This thing was massive. And when I say massive, it's huge. And you know, it was interesting to see if you're not into the Clone War versions of Star Wars, this might not have as much affinity as some of the, you know, OG fans actually have, but this was impressive. It was nice. I thought it was extremely well. I did kind of scoff off the price. I thought it might have been one up a little bit, but you know, hey man, as long as people got it, not all the tiers did unlock though. So this is where it starts showing the chinks in the HasLab armor, is that, you know, people are starting to, you know, they don't feel like all the tiers are great. They're not really kind of doing this. And this was one that Hasbro kind of dropped the ball on when it came to marketing as well. I think they could have marketed this a little bit better.
yeah, look, I'm not a vintage collector. But I will say that this in person, he says you're on the list, fellas. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I will say this thing is massive. So when you get them, I know Commander Bly is getting one. I know Blitz Transmission, I think, is getting like 34.50 or something.
He's getting a lot, bro. He's getting a lot.
He's getting a ton. So look, it's a massive thing to have on. Ryan said it's fantastic, a little pricey, but not outside of expectation. Have you seen the world at the moment? Totally fair prices. Yeah. Look, I think that this one has a lot. Like, this is, you know, where this is good is, while I think it's too pricey for me, I think if you have a massive vintage collection, this is something that is very good to make the centerpiece of your vintage collection.
Absolutely. Yeah. And look, you know, again, this is going to sit on some people's shelves. It's kind of like the way the yeah, I know, Commander Bly's got, which is more expensive to weed out the brokies. Yeah, we've heard that a lot. Hey AJ, thanks for hopping in tonight. Yeah, I think, like, we've always said on the show, if you love something, don't let what anybody else says influence you. There were so many people that were happy about getting this, and I'm glad, because there was a lot of people that were deterring people from wanting this, and that should never be the case. If you don't like something, you don't like it. That's fine. But I know there's a lot of people that remember this fondly from the prequel movies. It's going to sit on some shelves. You're going to have troopers all over the place. I think the dioramas that you built with this is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to look great in toy photography, because we've seen this in person. It has a lot of the aesthetics that you want. Happy that the guys got that out. But again, this is where maybe they should have moved this to a made to order model and not put the tiers in, because that probably would have gotten, we wouldn't have had so much back and forth bickering about this as well. So, we'll go on to the next one on the list. And the next one is one that was also a heavy, and I will say, when it comes right down to being a heavily arguable vehicle, this one is shifted to Joe fans, because this was kind of like the gunship. There were certain people that were telling people, hey, man, like, you don't want, I don't want this being made. And other people's like, I want it being made. It pulled the fandom on this. And this one, several of the tiers did not unlock. This is the first time in a HasLab version of a G.I. Joe in the classified level that this didn't go through. Dead Man Juan, welcome in, sir. Thank you so very much for popping in. Look, this was the first HasLab I didn't back, but I passed on this, and I collect Joe stuff. Ryan, I did the same thing. We had a heavy convention that we were getting ready to go to. Two was, it just seemed like it was hard for me to justify this one, especially after I saw, like, one, if maybe they did, like Bly said earlier, if they had the Arctic Assault Hiss, that might have actually pulled the needle to it. Do I feel bad about not getting it? No, I feel okay about it. What do you feel, Chet?
I mean, look, we talked about it. We'll end up getting it later on for like $50 more.
Yeah. And it was like, I could classify in the past as well.
Yeah, I mean, all of us did. Like, Commander
Blind, those damn eggs, man.
Yeah. I collect classified. I collect specifically Cobra and HasLabs. So this is one that just was like, look, man, for the price, I couldn't justify it. You weren't going to give us the eggs and the fish early enough on.
Exactly.
But some tiers didn't make sense. Yeah. And look, I think this got hit worse than that was an issue with Rattler too. Was like, what am I going to do with these patches? Right. But this just had like tiers that were just like, shouldn't have been a tier.
Absolutely.
It was during the time when everything was hitting. Even the LAT HasLab. Exactly. That's a problem. I think if they didn't have this running at the same time the LAT was, both of those HasLabs would have done better. Yeah,
absolutely, man. And he was like, I'm cool. I love the Havoc. So actually, they hit and welcome in, sir. And and also, you know what? Hey, if you haven't done it, we haven't reminded you to do it, so we shouldn't, but we will. Make sure that you are actually subbing to the channel, because when you subscribe to the channel, that helps us actually grow, and that helps us with fine content here. So make sure you're doing that. And also, Meeks tonight gifted out 5 of those channel memberships, and there's a lot of exclusive stuff that comes with those memberships. And in the next couple of weeks, we are working on something where there's going to be every month an exclusive members only giveaway. So you'll be able to pick up some things like, I know there's a Operation Monster Force thing that's sitting here. There's a couple of we're thinking about doing one for October 31st, that Friday, for Pixel Plastic and Ink, having some Halloween figures and everything for a giveaway. So
also,
don't miss out.
We're tapping into the vintage closets, and we are giving away like packaged vintage toys as well. So, but you got to be a member. And speaking of members, we want to thank the Shadow Nose Network members, our Shadow Elite member, Rhino Hobbies. Appreciate you. The Shadow Army, Darth Moocher, Commander Bly, Patty Atkins, Edward Staminsky, Zakanin, and Meeks B2G, who, if you don't know, Meeks just gifted 6 subs. So when you see him, thank him.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you also, Ryan, for becoming a new member.
Thank you, Ryan.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hope you
Appreciate it.
enjoy the behind the scenes stuff. More and more of that's coming. I'm in Canada, going to be putting up some behind the scenes stuff coming here shortly. So, really want to thank everybody. Here's the thing: we talked about this. Commander Bly asked earlier. Demand said, "I'm a little late, so I'm wondering what is the deal. What do we think is better, HasLab or made to order?" So we're recapping, and we haven't gone to that question yet. I have my thoughts though.
Yeah.
I do think that had they announced the Arctic Hiss, this would have blown up, and had this not have been done at the same time that the lab was going, both of those would have benefited.
I think so. I think that was the case. And again, this is you have a PR team for a reason, and I don't think that they actually used the best thought process in this, especially when the campaign was at that stalling stage that it normally gets into. I think if they would have just said, "Hey, by the way, here we're going to build out more of an Arctic world," that might have actually pushed people to it. But hindsight's 50-50, man. So glad to have you guys consider me a new fan. Hey, man, Ryan, thank you so very much, man. Appreciate it, man. My wife is in Canada as well. All right.
Well, I'm in Toronto, so
there you go.
Right now, I'm hanging out in Toronto. We'll be back in the States this weekend.
And I'm a little jealous too, bro, because somebody got to go to a Toys R Us, and I know Rad's going to be our correspondent because there's an 18,000 square foot Toys R Us opening in Southern California, and Rad is going to go there and document that on the grand opening. So that's kind of cool. I might actually have to drive out for that too, man, because to see Toys R Us back is a beautiful thing. But the Toys R Us you went to was a real Toys R Us, bro.
Yeah, the Toys R Us I went to was, I sent you the good pictures.
Yeah, you did.
I'll be honest with you. The Toys R Us I went to out here, it was good. It was cool to be back. But there is one thing that they didn't have, and I'm going to talk about it actually for the members. So you got to be a member to be on there. But there's one thing they didn't have that really just like nostalgia wise got to me. So but it was cool, man. It was great. It was awesome to be in there. You get to walk through and like all the bins and stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna do a non-talking version of a video that we'll put up on the channel soon.
Okay. And Judge Rose wants to do all Canadians have a Thor beard. Like, I don't know. Like again, I know I was going to do a show with some guys that got close to some Thor beards on Mondays.
Yeah, I mean that's how it rolls in Canada.
Little quick question for AJ. What do you think your next con will be? I know what our next con is going to be. It's going to be the SoCal Joe Show on December 7th here in Southern California and the city of Temecula. We will put information up on that. We'll be live streaming from there.
Live stream, yes. And as
always, you can come by and meet us. There'll be some stickers, some other stuff, but we got a couple of months to kind of let you guys know. So we'll be bringing that up and everything. And Commander Bly does say it's very true. Never overlap campaigns. That's something they said they weren't going to do. They did it, and it didn't work out well. So, and here's one thing on the HasLab that I think, it's let's hit this. It's a real Toys R Us. Fool me once.
I will show something.
Twice. Well,
I will show something while you're talking.
He's got a point. So, we've got the next HasLab, and this is one where I kind of think, as a rule, like Commander Bly said, don't run 2 consecutive HasLabs at the same time. There you go. That's a huge Toys R Us, bro. That's how it used to look. It is
a massive Toys R Us, and that is Babies R Us right next to it.
Oh yeah, they're going old school on that, aren't they?
Yeah, it was great.
Wow. And Big Fury wants to know what part of SoCal is the Toys R Us being made in, if anyone knows. That is going to be in, I think it was Camarillo.
Santa Clarita or something like that. It's out. Yeah, one of those two.
We'll get that information up for you, Big Fury. But yeah, this is one where the don't break this rule. We shouldn't break this rule. Is this one was in November of last year, and it stopped right into the middle of like the first couple of weeks of like December, And Rhino Hobbies, welcome in.
Our
Welcome in.
Shadow Elite member, welcome
There you
in,
go.
sir. Welcome, welcome.
You're going to get a shout out at the end of the show too, Rhino, so stick through for that. But, you know, I thought, look, did we seen this in person? It was down in St. I did not expect the lights to be that bright, but this thing.
I'll be honest with you. We saw this in person. I was like, I should have backed it.
This thing looks amazing. But it's no November, man. November and December, you know, I think this was a foresight. I think they could have gotten a little bit more backers if they would have had it a little earlier. Then they actually get right on to Christmas. I don't think they should do any more campaigns that close. They do have a new HasLab that they at least put out in October, which is a little bit better. I think if they were released this in October of last year, which would have made sense being Ghostbusters, I think this would have been a better campaign.
Go, absolutely. I mean, we talked about it. Had it not been November, you and I literally would have backed this without. And we're not. And I'm not even like a massive Ghostbuster collector, but yeah. Dr. Brentley says Toys R Us opens October 18th in Camarillo at Camarillo Premium Outlets, and I fly back on the 18th, which means that I will probably just drive straight to the Toys R Us. Because why not fly from Canada to LAX to the
go from one Toys R Us to the next one, man. Always,
dude. It's like that actually maybe I'll do that instead of cutting the video. We'll do that. I'll just cut both videos.
Absolutely. We'll go to the next one on the slide, which is by here. When you said which one do I believe was the best HasLab for G.I. Joe so far, I thought the His Tank. I'm like, wow, the His Tank was great. I got the Dragonfly. Well, just a little bit better. The Rattler blew my mind, and size and just the scope of it. It is probably on my list as being my all-time favorite HasLab.
I gotta hold on. I gotta pause real quick here.
I'm waiting. I saw you see that.
Yeah. All right. It says, oh, you wanted presents? Fuck your wallet, son. Here's another HasLab to make you a horrible parent. Oh, I'm joking, of course, but I totally agree that November, December is a horrible thing. Here's the problem is like that is literally what they say when they do multiple HasLabs at once.
Exactly.
So sorry, I had to get that out.
No. Makes sense, bro. It was right in there. But this is my all-time favorite. I know that this thing was so big that it's basically used as an actual table decoration for you and everything else. I did not expect it to be, even though we were at San Diego, we saw this in person. Somehow, when I pulled out the box, I'm like, where the hell is this thing going? And they're like, wow, it was big. Look, it is my number one HasLab. It overtook. I thought the His Tank, like, it'd be hard to get better than that. No, they did. Bravo, Hasbro. Bravo, you did.
Yeah, that's wild, man. This is such a good, but yeah, like you said, it's still on my table. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet.
Yeah, it's but you know, it's a good thing to have. It's a good problem to have. Though.
I'm glad I'm seeing this because I'm not going crazy about the second ladder.
Yeah. See, that's why I said again. First thing too is I think they just did that, and we were debating on because we saw one of the photos. They had two ladders. We're like, wait a minute, did yours come with a second ladder? And there's no second ladder, but just the photos on it. The next one on the list is one that sets it off, and I know that Darth Moocher over the Sarlacc Digest channel and everybody that loves Star Wars agrees with this. If there's one option they should make into a made-to-order, it's the failed Rancor. And that was the only reason why this Rancor, it wasn't because the Rancor was bad. It was because the tiers were terrible, and everyone let Hasbro know. And Hasbro pouted on this and said, we're not going to bring it out. They should absolutely put this as a made-to-order. This thing will fund in that kind of sense.
This would be the best kickoff for made to order. And the reason why I think this would be good is the same exact reason why Mephisto did well.
Yes, absolutely. Which was another in a HasLab that we did not put it because we didn't put the Marvel Legends stuff on here as much. But, you know, the Engine of Vengeance didn't go, and it had Mephisto as one of the tiers. And they basically said that they were not in any way, shape, or form going to do that. And yet they actually didn't do the same Mephisto. They retooled him and added him with a throne, which I think that was a very smart maneuver. And also revived the Rancor. Yes, put that hashtag through to everybody so they can get that. And I will hit up and says, Commander Blythe, G.I. Joe's pumping out those 112 scale HasLabs as Star Wars can't get one to fly. Yeah, you're right, man. I would love to see, like, a couple of things like that. I'll save that for our Sarlacc toy chest on Mondays so we can debate about that one. But he does say this, and interesting. I love when somebody agrees. I think the made to order Rancor will succeed. And
I mean,
you know,
it's one of those ones where it's like the reason why. Okay, so here's the reason why the Rancor would work as a made to order.
mm-hmm.
It would end up being the first oversized figure for the Black Series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they would be able to see the interest in it, right? It's no money lost. They already have the tooling on the side.
Uh-huh.
They could do made to order. They would then learn, does oversized like XL figures work in Black Series? And the answer is obviously yes, but the bean counters want to see the numbers. And to be quite honest, like it is something that should have been a made to order, and I'm glad that they haven't. I'm really hoping that they do, because I'm not a massive Black Series collector, but I do have ones I enjoy, and that would be one that I would just buy because it's great. And I've bought almost every made to order, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, true. So let's let's hit these roller orders because we don't want to go into Sarlacc time too much. But we got Dragon Man, and Dragon Man's $99.99, and guess what? It is still available on Hasbro Pro. So I checked it about an hour.
So that's the thing about these is that people talked about, oh, I hate that it was made to order, but they have them on their site. But you got to remember, people ordered them and then canceled them or returned them. But I will tell you this, it's more expensive to buy it now than it was made to order.
Absolutely. And look, it's still available. This is a great figure. You have two of them. I've seen it in person. It trumps the Build-A-Figure. So they didn't do something where it's like we just gave you the same thing. They actually took it up a notch. Those wings are massive too.
Well, the original one wasn't Build-A-Figure. It's just a it was just a release. But yeah, it's twice the size, and it's great.
Yep. So from there, we'll jump on to the next one. It's the Sentinel. And here's the thing. We had all purchased it, myself, Rad, everyone else. And, saw that. So that Tron slop should have been made to order. Well, Commander Bly also has used a little bit of precog because that's coming up. But the Sentinel, we were all into it, and then I actually saw the Sentinel live, and it looks a lot more cartoon version than it didn't do in these photos here. And I think you, myself, and Rad both canceled our orders when missed this. I'm in on two of those made-to-order Sentinels. The made-to-order concept. I love the made-to-order concept. Rad, Toy Grassley, welcome in too, sir.
Well, that's the thing is like that's why I like it. Like I canceled mine just because I knew we were going to get hit with all the other stuff that I wanted more than this Sentinel. But like, they're great.
And it was pushed back too. So that's the thing. We were expecting it early. And then the mountain, and I would like to see the tsunami actually of pre-orders that came in. I was like, yeah, no, I can't afford to have that drop in at $219. So I'm actually back out of that one. Then we'll jump into, like we told you before, Mephisto. If you're going to have a character that you say you're not going to make again, if it has life, does it back, and then you do make them, this is how you do it. You retool them, you add some extra things. Comes with a throne, a couple of different hands, a different head, a sword, another cape. So, I think this is a perfect way. I'm going to put him exactly in that pose that he is right there because, it looks really good, man. Let's see. Also, too, I want to hit this up and everything. I love those X-Men 97, so I had to get it. Absolutely, Rhino. I understand it too. We're in, and I love the TV show, but I was like, I don't know. Judge Dredd said I got my Marvel Universe Sentinel and Galactus. I'm cool. Yeah, you don't need to repeat on that one. So I thought this was a great one. We'll hit off the next one on the list, which was just revealed at New York Comic Con. And they gave you X-Men 97 Apocalypse. Now, here's the thing. This is one that there's some people out there, I know they want the X-Men 97. They're going to love this. I thought 119, especially with what Mephisto, I know he's a taller figure, but he's not more tooled than anything else. I thought 119 was a little bit pricey for this. I would have been great at this if they would have put it at the 99 mark, man. I think 119 might be a little bit overpriced for it.
Oh, I didn't care. I bought it.
Yeah, I know you, man. Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
big game hunting.
Yeah, no, this is one of those ones where I looked at it and I have the Build-A-Figure one. And I think they did great on this one, and it's got a lot of accessories for it. I like the size of it. I think they said it's like 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great figure.
So Mando's saying 12-inch Apocalypse. So
yeah,
wow.
And I think it's taller than the Build-A-Figure. I'll have to check when I get home.
Judge Red said I don't like the colors. I like the blue. All right, so that works on it. And of course, Stone saying hey, he loves that and everything. And welcome in Jim Humphreys. Too many big ticket late.
Yeah.
Bro,
we were talking about at the beginning of the show that had you not been able to run over to my house while I'm gone, there'd be literally like $1,500 worth of shit sitting there that was apparently supposed to be done in the end of the year in 2026, and I got it all now. So
absolutely, thanks for that question, Jim. Yes, his Apocalypse looks killer. Is he like 13 inches? I think 12 or 13 inches. But yeah, he's a big boy. He is a big boy. And then from there, so I know. I just saw Dr. Brennan, right? Hasbro thinks that their typical customers is the Monopoly guy. Yes,
here's the question: did the Monopoly guy have a monocle? So that's something you got to figure out while we keep talking.
We're gonna roll through the next one, and this is the one where we're getting down to the end, so we're going to have this debate. This was, and I have said this before, I'll say it again, this was the worst HasLab I think I've ever seen them actually bring out. Now, this would have been good if it was like on one of those, hey, are we going to do this or not, left on the showroom floor. But no, man, this one was just trash. And then you'll notice in the actual, on the screen, there's a Tron Needs You. They sent that today, not the day of the campaign that launched last week. They sent that today. So I'm like, again, the PR people are a little bit off on this. But, look, Tron Ares, like if you haven't heard it, didn't do well in the box office. And the critics are taking the jam. In fact, I think it was our own Scott Solo said it's a perfectly acceptable sequel. So
here's the thing that bums me out about this is that this is what they're doing to kick off the 375.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was, and also Reynolds at one Portron. Yeah, Rad Toys. It didn't do too well on that. And toys are turning into a rich man's game slowly but surely. Well, don't worry, rich people aren't buying this Tron either, because the other day I was looking at it. I don't even think it had 1,000 backers yet. And
no, in fact, we're gonna find out what it's at right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think the pricing of $259.
It's still at 942 backers.
And I think our Scott Solo is number 2 on the backers list. So that's the thing. So yeah, man, I don't think that is. And it's like, Scott Solo raves. I know he does, man. He said that. And then it's like Tron needs a good script. Jim, I don't know what's going to save Tron at this moment, because I don't think we're going to see Tron for a very long time.
Judge, that's not the price. It's Hasbro is getting back into the 3 3/4 line.
Yeah, 375. No,
it's called 375. So this is 259.
that does
not any better.
That does say that. So look, that campaign's not going to hit. If you don't hit most of those, day one is in 1983 would have been all in, but now I just can't rely on my nostalgia anymore with our current economy. Absolutely great statement, Dead Man. Let's have a Tron discussion. Is anyone here happy about Tron Ares? That's
this discussion super quick. No.
Yeah. And then the last one on is the one that started all the debates and everything with the made to order. When something they said, hey, man, we're never going to do it again. And they actually did not do it again. They actually did something completely different. So I don't think they broke their word. But a lot of Hasbro fans are saying they broke their word. It's the Arctic Hiss that was introduced at the LA Comic-Con. It will not be up for order until first quarter next year. So they're waiting to hit our pockets if they've already done it enough. Look, I don't have a problem with it. It's cool. Like It was stated in earlier part of the show by Commander Bly. They should have actually teased this at the same time they had the Snowcat campaign just to get it up, and that probably would have pushed me through to get this. I think it's good, man. I don't have a problem with good luck with that, boys. Look, I don't know if it's coming with the lights. I don't think it is because they said they would not. So I think it's just coming with the driver. Now the hints tempts me. There you go, Judge. There you go. Well, next year, 2026, we're still around. It's gonna be up there for you. So, but now that leads us to the final part of our question and what we asked for, and we had to tease it all night for you, and to let you know, is in every possible way, which model is the future? Is HasLab going to still be around, or do we think everything's going to be made to order? Mr. Maddox, you can go first on this one.
Yeah, no, I think what it is that I think I think the future will be made to order, and I think that along with that they'll do one HasLab a year that's like super impactful, that's highly articulated, lots of like lights, whatever, blah blah. It'll be the high end version of whatever it is, right? But I think made to order is the way, like Rhino and then like Rad Toys says, like I just don't. I think that number one, it's good business on both ends. You have your fans like it, they could buy it, they could get all in, they know it's not going to take the money out till whenever, and then they have something to wait for. And then from a business perspective, you're not producing something that no one wants, and you know the exact number, right?
Yeah, here's the thing. I will say I think made to order is the way, because again, these last couple of campaigns, we've seen the division in fans, people that don't want people to have it, and then people that do want it, and that's kind of been a narrative that you want to get away with. I think you're right. The HasLab was introduced as it's a, like, your once in a lifetime kind of project, and it kind of gotten away with out of that a little bit lately. They need to get back to like the Barge, Unicron, the Hits Tank or the Rattler. They need to just have it be the big bangers that they do as HasLabs, and then for the items that they think like the Rancor and a couple other things, made to order is the best way. So I think that they're gonna limit, like you said, on the HasLabs, and made to order will be, because look, I think made to order, the Engine of Vengeance would have made it if it was made to order. So it's something for them to think about, and that's what we try to do on the show, is give you a little discussion. But if you haven't done it, you've been watching us all this way, we're going to remind you, make sure that you sub to the channel. And thank you, Meeks, for giving out 6 channel memberships. If anybody got those channel memberships, put that up in the chat. Let us know who those gifted 6 channel memberships went to. And you get all kind of exclusive stuff. Mr. Maddox, what do they get if they become a channel member?
You get behind the scenes footage, you get videos, you get the ability to chat with us more. And then also certain membership tiers have discounted prices, and then more expensive discounted prices with our partners over at Holy Grail on all the merch over there. And that goes across all of the merch that they have on Holy Grail. So, plus, you get the ability to jump in onto like live streams, and then the Discord has its own added benefits as well. So there's a lot, and we're all new to this, and we're trying to make it worthwhile. But I know that there's a new series I've been doing, Unbox. I try to show what I'm going to be doing ahead of time to members and kind of talk about it and go through what's going to be on the show, and then it publishes to members early, so you get a chance just to see things sooner. And then also, as a member, the biggest thing about the membership is you are entered into the monthly giveaway, and we will do that live. It's automated. We're not going to be doing it. It's something we put everyone's name in that's a member, and then we let it do its thing, and you get that. So, and then also as a member, you get to vote on what we give away to the members. So, a lot of really cool stuff happening in there. So,
absolutely. Have a couple more points where it says way more buy-in for sure, and they can sell or cancel the ones. Sweet, absolutely got that right. And then Judge said, agree with the HasLabs. We're not really dream projects, and some of these ones, yeah, that's what we want, more of a dream project. But As always, man, we like to thank everybody in here. And the most important thing that we want you to take away from tonight's show is that we're going to be back on Friday on Pixel Plastic and Ink. So you got a chance to tell. We got some spooky stuff going on there. We've got segments like Pre-Order Mafia that's been blowing up all over the place. Plastic News actually has a segment on the show. And all of our shows on SKN are now powered by the actual online news service for toys and entertainment, plasticnews.com. We'd like to thank them. Also, our other sponsors, Bandai and Kid Robot. You also have some videos dropping on some of the exclusive stuff they sent to us. And some of this stuff is on fire, and one literally is on fire.
And that's part of it, too, is that as members, we do give away the sponsored figures and toys. So,
yep, absolutely.
Hang down there. And then, as always, we'd like to thank the Shadow Nose members, and we'll be adding all of the new ones from tonight. Appreciate you. Thank you, Meeks, for gifting out 6 memberships.
Yes, he did.
He's just coming in with the dollar bills. But thank you to Rhino Hobbies, our elite Shadow member, and the Shadow Army, Darth Butcher, Edward, Commander Bly, Zakanin, Meeks, B2G, and Patty Atkins. Thank all of you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It is time that we warp you over to the Sarlacc Digest, the best damn Star Wars podcast on the internet. Here's the best part. You don't have to do anything. It just magically takes you over like some kind of wizardry crap. We are Toybox Chronicles. This has been Wednesday, October 15th. To the replay crew, we appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe as a replay crew as well. And until next time, keep chasing that plastic dragon. We see all the comments coming in, but we got to get out of here. Sarlacc is live. We want to go check that out. We appreciate you. And look, if you have a podcast and you want to jump in on this Wednesday bandwagon train of podcasts and come on after Sarlacc, just let us know. We'll arrange it. It's a fun thing to do. We're looking to do it more often than not. So hang tight. Appreciate all of you. I'm Chet Maddox, and that is Alexander Thunderstorm. Thank you all for subscribing, liking, following, and we will see you on Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Later. Bye.